All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
That was President Trump sharing his vision with the nation last night. More on his message and the Democratic response coming up. But first, we're going to begin with a weather impact alert for heavy rain and gusty winds that are arriving later on today. It's looking pretty clear out there right now, but thanks for being here with us this morning on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Kaylee Collins.
And America Areas, thanks for starting off your day here with us. We're checking in with Rachel Piscatelli, talking about the timing of this weather impact and also how nice it's going to be before that. As far as temperatures go, it's still mild out.
Yeah, not bad for the kids at the bus stop. There may be a nuisance shower prior to about 5 o'clock or so, but the heaviest rain is going to move through between 5 tonight and about midnight. It'll wrap up between about 10 and midnight tonight. So we could pick up close to a half an inch to about 1.5 inches of rain. And gusts during that time frame could get up to around 40 to 45 miles per hour. So you want to secure those loose objects. This is really nothing damaging, but it is the timing of it that's more of a concern than anything else when a lot of us are on the roadways. Right now, temperatures are in the 30s, around 39 degrees in Torrington, 40s for some of us, at 44 degrees in New Haven, as well as in Hartford, 45 in Chester, so not bad overall. A few showers may move through this morning and into the afternoon, so grabbing that umbrella before you head out the door, although I do think there will be some dry hours. But back off to the west, there's that wall of water. That's going to move through later on today. So the precipitation chances aren't zero throughout, but you'll see they really spike closer to 4 and 5 o'clock this evening, so we'll be watching that. Gusty winds as well, but temperatures in the meantime will get up into the lower to middle 50s, around 51 in New Haven today, 55 in Hartford, and in southeastern Connecticut in the lower 50s. So if you're trying to plan maybe when is a good opportunity to take your dog for a walk or maybe just go outside and enjoy the outdoors for yourself, it will be really between now and about 4 o'clock or so before that heavier rain moves in. We'll have more details on this. We'll really walk you through that hour by hour coming up in just a bit. As we check on the roads this morning here, overall, we don't have any road work to tell you about, so that's good news. All of that has wrapped up in the 6 o'clock hour. So 91, 95, and 84 have a lot of green with light volume on the roads this morning, and that's reflected in these state line drive times from Hartford to Mass. It's around 37 minutes. New Haven to Rhode Island is up around 68. Over to you.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
All right, that's just some of President Trump's message to the nation in his second term in office. The president laid out his vision for where he wants the U.S. to be 4 years from now.
And Fox 61's Bridget Burelow joins us with more of the president's remarks.
The theme of this speech, in the president's words, was the renewal of the American dream. But Democrats say some of his policies so far bringing end to the American dream for many, including the government workers who are now out of a job due to federal cuts. President Donald Trump delivered the first address of his second term to a joint session of Congress Tuesday night.
And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
The president outlined his plans for the next 4 years, with matters of the economy topping his agenda.
Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
At the center of his economic plan, tariffs on trade partners, including Canada, Mexico, and China. The Trump administration says this approach will help bring prices down for Americans, but Democrats warn it could drive costs up even more.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that.
The White House is also looking to reduce federal spending and making government more efficient.
By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find We will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
Next priority for the president, border security and removing those in the country who are here illegally.
Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
The speech received a mix of applause and defiance, with the biggest disruption of the night being the removal of Texas Congressman Al Green.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
The president also took the opportunity to double down on his plans to dismantle diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in schools and industries nationwide.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important.
The president began the speech with a 45% approval rating, according to Gallup. For comparison, it was 40% this time during his first term. A number of Democrats chose to sit out the speech Tuesday, including Connecticut's own Senator Chris Murphy. In studio, Bridget Bjorlo, Fox 61.
Thank you, Bridget. And just after the president's speech, Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin gave the Democrats' response and also spoke about the potential impact of the president's policies.
Do his plans actually help Americans get ahead? Not even close. President Trump is trying to deliver an unprecedented giveaway to his billionaire friends. He's on the hunt to find trillions of dollars to pass along to the wealthiest in America. And to do that, he's going to make you pay in every part of your life. Grocery and home prices are going up, not down, and he hasn't laid out a credible plan to deal with either of those.
And she also went on to say that the newly imposed tariffs will only make prices on cars, energy, and lumber more expensive.
While the president made statements at the podium, several Democratic lawmakers in the chamber made their own statements against the president's agenda by their way of their invited guests, and that includes Connecticut Congressman Joe Courtney. Fox 61's Angela Bavaro has the story of one of those guests from Vernon and the message that he brought to Washington.
It's customary for lawmakers to invite guests to these joint addresses to help put a human face on those policy debates. One of those debates happening this time around is the mass layoffs and firings of federal workers. Connecticut Representative Joe Courtney invited a local veteran and now former IRS employee.
On February 20th, I got the letter that I was terminated for performance issues, but I didn't have any performance issues.
Side by side, Gabriel Dell'Altri and Representative Joe Courtney say they want to put into focus the human cost of the Trump administration's federal workforce purge.
What we're going to talk about today is just in my opinion, full-scale assault on federal employees.
Dell'Altri was a federal employee, a project manager at the IRS.
And for the past year, I've been working there, working really hard.
Still on probationary status until being terminated last month.
5 days short of qualifying as a permanent federal employee.
It's really undermining someone's integrity to say that you are not doing your job when you were there doing your job.
Donna Roberts is a local chapter president for the National Treasury Employees Union.
My chapter, which covers Hartford, East Hartford, Waterbury, some employees in New Haven, and an employee in New London. Our chapter represents about 135 people. There's probably 20 to 25 of new hires that were terminated incorrectly.
Dell'Altri from Vernon is a Marine veteran and a new dad.
I was in support of the government being more efficient. I think everybody is, any party would like to see a more efficient government, but I didn't think people would be fired en masse like this.
He also voted for President Trump.
The administration had been big on talking about veterans and being spoke up about veterans. they were willing to help veterans. And that was the general census that I got from this. I didn't think I was going to lose my job.
On Capitol Hill, Delaltri is now hoping to offer perspective by sharing his story with lawmakers.
I'm not here to talk politics. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to be a mediator between the two parties to try to get veterans their jobs back. I leave the door open to talk to any Republican or Democrat.
Don't use a giant hammer to fix a problem that needs a scalpel.
The Trump administration says those mass layoffs and firings have been part of a mission to, quote, maximize governmental efficiency and productivity and root out waste and fraud. Reporting in Hartford, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61.
Angelo, thanks so much. All right, and if you missed President Trump's address last night, you can stream it anytime on Fox 61 Plus. It appears more cuts are on the way for about half of the IRS workforce. That's according to reports by the Associated Press. The agency manages around 90,000 employees. Reports suggest the IRS is drafting plans to reduce its workforce through layoffs and incentivized buyouts.
And amid the employment uncertainty with the federal government, Governor Lamont says there is help available for federal workers here in Connecticut who have been let go. The governor's office says there are around 70,000 jobs that need to be filled all over the state. Employment resources for federal workers can be found at the Department of Labor's website. It includes how to apply for unemployment benefits and also how to find services to help you find a new job. We have information on that at fox61.com.